The Gilded Age begins with the growth of railroads and the production of the Transcontinental Railroad, which was built after passing the Pacific Railway Act, the controversy between the Union and the South, but it was passed after all, and it was finished in Promontory, Utah after inserting the Golden Strike. Now, in hopes of expanding, the Homestead Act was passed, and this was when people were awarded land. Now, this land was occasionally part of the native territories, and this was the Dowie's Act resulted in Indian wars. Next was the industrialization, and this came with inventors such as Thomas Edison and the light bulb. He didn't only invent the light bulb, but also the motion picture camera, amongst other things. Tenements were part of urbanization and were very populated neighborhoods. Big business came with the robber barons, Andrew Carnegie, Vanderbilt, amongst others. Andrew Carnegie and his steel company, probably the richest man on earth, he flourished. Next was John D. Rockefeller and Standard Oil, monopolies, vertical integration. J.P. Morgan was the finance of the robber barons, and he controlled a lot of the government through bribes. Vanderbilt, known as the Commodore, was the robber baron of the railroads. Vertical integration includes producing your own resources. Horizontal integration, buying out the companies, and these were monopolies and trust. Philanthropist is someone who gives to other people and has contributed to the gospel of wealth. The Knights of Labor were led by Terence Powerley and were mostly uneducated workers, women, and children, as opposed to Samuel Gompers and the American Federation of Labor, which were educated laborers. And the Industrial Workers of the World and Debs actually ran for president and did fairly well. The Sherman Antitrust Act and the Interstate Commerce Act were hopes to regulate the economy more. The Great Railway Strike, working for better conditions, 8-hour days, same as the Pullman Strike, which was a bit more violent, but still 8-hour days, better working conditions. Carnegie versus his workers was the Homestead Strike and resulted even more violence than the Great Railway Act and the other acts. The Haymarket Square riot was where a bomb exploded by some anarchists were led, and many were. William Tweed, known as Boss Tweed, was the leader of the Democratic Party in Tammany Hall, very corrupt people at the time. Next was the Populist Party, led by some farmers who wanted more equality, I guess, and they did very well when they ran for president and just regurgitated everyone else. The ethnic cities and ethnic neighborhoods such as Little Italy, Chinatown, after many immigrants came to America. The Whole House, Jane and Adam, was where Europeans came to stay for a little bit, be helped out a little bit. Next was Ellis Island, also a place where Europeans were stored, but by the government, as opposed to Whole House. Angel Island was more for Chinese people to be segregated, and finally came the Chinese Exclusion Act, probably the worst of the acts. No Chinese people for a long time. Overall, the Gilded Age was an interesting time in American history where all went well and all went bad. People made money, people lost money, people got better working conditions. There was monopolies, trust, everything was fine and dandy for a while. There was also negatives to the Gilded Age, such as the Chinese Act, but it resulted in a very interesting period of American history, not just through economically, but culture, as well as Mark Twain and inventors such as Thomas Edison, amongst others. This was the Gilded Age.